let's start with a little bit about EFT, about ourselves, and what brought us to this meeting. So I'm Irena Barton, and I'm an EFT master trainer. I teach also matrix stream printing with EFT, and I'm here in Bonnie, Scotland, because I'm married to a Scot. My background is in banking, as is my husband. But some 11 years ago, we discovered EFT, and we thought that this was the most amazing thing. And lo and behold, I left my successful banking career to join the group of EFTers all around the world. I studied with the creator, Gary Craig, and got certified by him. And eventually, I wanted a live education, came to England to one of his EFT masters, Barton, who is the boss of the EFT MR Academy. And at the moment, every night there is a EFT tapping marathon at 19 hours. That's 7 o'clock, and you can join. If you haven't received the information about it, I'll send it later. EFT is extremely powerful, despite the very funny looking, strange look it has. It has the power of bringing up to the consciousness buried memories that may be quite painful, traumatic. So bearing this in mind, please just keep an open mind and give me some sign if you feel something more, or just keep tapping, keep eye contact with me, and make sure that you can notice details in your room. Okay, so I shall give you a very brief explanation about EFT. I'm going to show you the tapping points, because we shall be doing these tapping as we work on our stress, on our anxiety, on our overwhelming emotions at the moment in this isolation and this health crisis. So EFT starts with a sentence which explains the problem on one side, but it says something like self-approval on the other hand. And we do this, we call it a setup statement, as we tap the side of our hand, or the karate chop, as if we are going to do a karate chop. We do this 3 times to sort of tune into the problem. And as I mentioned to you, EFT is desensitization technique. In other words, we will be talking negative things because we will be bringing them to mind and body. And then EFT tapping will reduce the primitive response of our stress center in the body, which is the amygdala. That is the part of the brain which is responsible for the fight, flight, and freeze. As we do this, also another part of the brain, hippocampus, it will make connection with other memories. Also will compare where you are. Is there any trigger at the moment in your vicinity to make you feel stressed? And if there isn't anything, because we're at home, we are feeling comfortable, we are ready to learn something new, to develop and get rid of negative emotions, so we are in a safe place. And your brain will reprocess or overwrite the old learning, and will be more comfortable engaging with something which was causing you negative response in the past. So we tune, as we say this, the problem and some self-approval phrase, and then we stay tuned by tapping and saying a reminder phrase. And the first point is on the top of the head, as if you are making a little roof just right on the top. Then beginning of the eyebrows, each side, it doesn't matter. Then side of the eyes, I'm going to remove my spectacles, side of the eyes here, then under the pupil of the eyes, like this, or with one finger. Then under the nose, on the chin. Here is on the collarbone. So imagine here is where the men would tie a knot. And if you tap like this, you will cover the 2 points which are symmetrical. So here is like the letter U, right? Your collarbones, the clavicle. If you go diagonally about an inch to each side, there is a little hollow. So this is K27. So the next point is under the armpit, where your bra strap would be, about, I know it, 10 centimeters under the armpit. I don't know how much was in inches. 5 inches? No, probably less. I really can't tell the inches. And then we tap on the finger points. And they are on the ridge of each finger at the base of the nail. So it is, notice how I keep my palm towards my body, and because it's easier to remember it. Some people get the wrong side of the thumb. You see why I'm doing this? So that it is on the upper ridge on each finger. Sometimes I omit this finger because we may involve some additional tapping, which is nowadays a shortcut. It's omitted, but it may be quite useful. It's an exercise coming from EMDR. How many of you know EMDR? Can you please raise hands? Okay, EMDR is eye movement desensitization and reprogramming. In other words, by moving of the eyes, we can reprogram our brain to address a traumatic memory. And similarly, these nine strange things, or 9 gamut, as it's called in EFT, I'm going to teach you this. It involves tapping between the pinky and the ring finger. There is a little hollow, and we tap over there with, 3-4 fingers. While we do the following things: close eyes, open eyes, deep down, look deep down right as we continue tapping, deep down left, and then we do a clockwise circle with our eyes as if there is a big clock in front of us, and then anti-clockwise circle, and then we hum a little tune which is usually Happy Birthday, and then we count to from 1 to 9 quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we hum again Happy Birthday. We can resume tapping the top of the head, beginning of eyebrows, side of the eye, under the nose, on the chin, on the collarbone, under the arms. Nowadays, this is what we tap, and sometimes we even skip the tapping point on the fingers, which we may tap over here as well. Here, all the meridians going to the finger points are passing, so we can just tap here or here to end around. Now, in order to experience it and just get comfortable with this tapping procedure, I suggest that just for a moment we'll do a training exercise. We'll tap on stress, and I'm going to invite you to just look inside of yourself, look inside of the body, notice how you feel, how uncomfortable, how stressed you feel just right now at the moment, and give it a rating from 0 to 10, 10 being the top, 0 being the lowest part. What is your rating, for example, to your stress? We shall do the tapping I'm going to use the word stress, and you just follow, mirror me. That's the easy way to learn tapping. Just follow me And I will leave also a little space after I pronounce it so that you mentally repeat it either aloud, which is very welcome, or in your mind. And we start like this. Even though I feel stressed, I completely accept myself. So stress is the problem. Self-acceptance, I accept myself, is the second part of the setup statement. I'm going to repeat this 2 more times. Even although I feel stress at a level of 6 or at the level of 8, I accept myself anyway. Even although I feel stressed, I accept myself anyway. And we tap on the top of the head. And we tune into this stress and notice where in the body we feel it, this stress. Then on the next point, beginning of the eyebrow, this stress. On the side of the eye, this stress. Under the eye, this stress. Under the nose, this stress. On the chin, this stress. On the collarbone, with 1 hand or 2 hands, this stress. Under the arm, this stress. And then on the finger points, this stress. On the next finger, this stress. This stress. This stress. Now take a deep breath. Again, notice what's happening inside of you. Is it the same? Has it moved? Has it increased? Has it decreased? Give it a rating. You see, it's looking strange and silly, but it is incredibly powerful, really. Let's do another round of tapping, and this time I'm going to use the words of when she was saying I'm feeling it in the chest. And where do you notice that you feel it in your body? Again, in the chest. The next round will be making a little bit of adjustment to what we are tapping on, because it's not the same, it's the remaining stress. So we do the same process again, even though I still feel stressed and I feel it in my chest, I accept myself anyway. Even although I feel stressed, still, I accept myself anyway. Even although I feel so stressed, and even my body knows that, I accept that and all of my feelings. Then we tap again on the top of the head, this remaining stress that I feel in my chest. The beginning of the eyebrow, this remaining stress that I feel in my chest. On the side of the eyes, this remaining stress that I feel in my chest. Under the eye, this remaining stress that I feel in my chest. Under the nose, this remaining stress. On the chin, this remaining stress. On the collarbone, this remaining stress. Under the arms, this remaining stress. On the fingers, and I feel it in my chest. This remaining stress. This remaining stress. This remaining stress. Now take a deep breath. And again, look inside of you and notice, is it the same? Do you feel the same kind of tension in the chest? Do you feel so agitated as when we started the tapping? I'm now going to process the stress on a particular situation. In other words, so far we've been learning how to do the tapping, where the points were, how to sort of look inside of ourselves to notice and pay attention how we feel. Because when it is a negative thing, our natural focus tries to suppress it, tries to avoid it, and focus on something that we have to do. But with EFT, because it's this desensitization technique, it actually requires that you bring it to mind and tune for a little bit to this discomfort in order to get switched off, to get your stress center in the brain to turn off. So far, we were just very vague, and now I'm going to ask you more detailed tuning in. I'm going to ask, how do you feel about the current situation where you're absolutely isolating, unprecedented times when we are not having normal communications, nothing is normal, and believe it or not, but we are experiencing trauma. The definition of trauma is when you feel helpless and when there is a threat to your survival. Do we fit this definition, do you think? Right. So another definition is you can't do your normal routine, you're helpless, and you can't change your situation. So as we are at the moment, when you think about this nightmare that has turned our reality to be our reality, well, how stressed do you feel? And you can put more details to this. It could be, I'm feeling trapped, I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm really worried. What is it for you? And just give me feedback. And the next round of tapping will be more precise. I'm going to use the words that you give me, your complaints. And another thing that I had to mention, how EFT works, is that when the amygdala is calmed down, the body stops bringing adrenaline and cortisol in your system, and then it can restore normal functioning, and then your neocortex, or the modern brain, the clever brain that can make 2 and 2 and that can figure out solutions, it pops in and you are restored to normal thinking. But until you have this relaxed, more creative state, you won't get there. You won't be able to figure out, how am I going to do it? Well, what will make to get the best of this workshop is if you can tune inside of you and think, is there anything that is not, you don't want it to be there? Is there anything that upsets you? Is there anything that is feels like contraction in the body, like tightness, like resistance, this kind of thing? Borrowing benefits are when you're in a group and you're tapping along with the problems with the other people, you will get benefits from the tapping for your problem. You would feel better. No matter whether you're focusing on your problem or on the problem of whoever is being the demo. This is a phenomenon that had been reported to Gary Craig, the creator of EFT. After his seminars, people started writing or calling him and telling him, look, Gary, this is what happened. I didn't tap on my problem, but it's gone. It's gone. So we shall now focus on this worry about the future, trapped, not in control, no freedom, And I'm going to invite you to just again point your attention inwards into the body. How do you sense it? Is it tension? Is it constriction? Is it heaviness? What is it? When I start tapping, you can be thinking about your thing and your complaint. I will be altering these complaints that I've written down for you. Okay? Let's start again. So we are now targeting the stress from this particular lockdown, unprecedented change in the world, in the environment. Even although I feel stressed and really worry about the future, this has never been before. I accept myself and all of my feelings. It's okay to have these feelings. It's normal. Even although I feel trapped and I can't do the things that I'm used to do. And this represents in my forehead like a pressure. I'm in this beautiful place and I'm totally safe. Even although I have this tension in my neck and it's killing me, I accept myself anyway. And let's tap on the top of the head this worry about the future. And I can feel that my throat constricted. This worry from the future that is constricting my throat. This feeling trapped that's giving me pressure in the forehead. This feeling trapped in the forehead. This tension in my neck. This tension in my neck. This tension in my neck. And I have no control under the arm. And I have no control over the situation. The world is not the same. And I have all the right to be worried, to be anxious. Even I'm sorry guys, I do this tap at the same time, 2 fingers. So I'm back to the anxiety. I'm so tense in my neck. And it is so stressful. All this change in the world. And let's do this strange thing that I told you was 9 gamut. We'll do 9 strange things as we tap between the pinky and the ring finger on the opposite side. We close eyes, we think about this, whatever we feel in the body and our anxiety and stress. Close eyes, open eyes, look sharp down right, sharp down left. Now do a clockwise circle as if there is a big clock in front of our eyes. Clockwise, keep tapping. And now anti-clockwise. Let's come together, happy birthday. And now let's count from 1 to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's hum again. And we continue on the top of the head. There's tension in my neck. This tension in my neck, it's too much. What's going on? It's too much. this pressure on the forehead. I'm trapped. This pressure in the forehead, feeling trapped. I'm not in control. And it's the old story repeating itself. I really worry, what am I going to do in the future? All these worries about the future, all this stress from the situation, all the pressure in my forehead, all the tension in my neck, all the constriction in my throat. Take a deep breath. Have a sip of water, just a little. Focus to the inside. Pay attention, is it the same? Has anything changed? So when we tap, we can focus on the physical thing, even without going into the detail, putting an emotion about it. This is a special technique called chasing the pain. And sometimes, very often, actually, that's why it's called chasing the pain. The pain moves from one part of the body to another. That's why I'm asking, has it shifted? Okay, it's not in the forehead, but has it gone somewhere else? So do keep an open mind of what's going on, and we'll do another round of tapping on this, on the same things. And this time I'm going to focus on the physical thing. For example, your tension in the neck. Does it have a sensation? Is it? Does it have any color? If it had a color, what color would it be? Red color. Okay. So if I am you, and red, you know this. Usually people see red, it means that they are absolutely mad, going angry. Let's do another round of tapping. Even although I have this red hot tension in the neck, I accept myself anyway. Even although I have this red hot tension in the neck, I accept myself anyway. Even although I have this red hot tension in my neck, I'm safe at home. And I'm in good company. Okay, red hot tension in my neck. Red hot tension in my neck. And you stay tuned on this red hot tension in the neck. Red hot tension in the neck. Or this tightness in my jaw. This tightness in my jaw. God knows how much I have been holding up. This holding, carrying a burden on my neck. Tightness in the shoulder, tension in my neck, on the collarbone, now under the arm. This tightness in the shoulder and tightness in my neck. It's been too much. And now on the fingers, this tightness in my shoulders, tightness in the neck. And I can feel it red, hot, and angry. And I allow myself to be angry because this has never been before. It has never been that bad. And allow yourself to rant. You know, that's the whole point. Let's do a little bit of this. We close eyes, we open eyes, we think about the tension in the neck, the shoulders, the jaw. We open eyes, we look deep down right, deep left. Now do anti-clockwise circle and clockwise circle. And now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And hum. And count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And again, keep tapping. This tightness in the shoulders. This tightness in the shoulders and in my jaws. I choose to let it go. And we just say, I'm really fed up with it. Just say what you want to happen. I choose to let it go. I'm so fed up carrying all this tension in my shoulders. I choose to release. I choose to let go and feel more comfortable. I choose to feel more calm and peaceful. This has been too much anyway. I allow myself to feel more comfortable. I choose to let go any tension, any pressure, anywhere. Because I deserve to feel better. Take a deep breath. And again, pay attention towards thinking about this negative situation. And again, give it a subjective rating. Is it giving you the same discomfort as it was at the beginning? This feeling of being trapped, of worrying about the future, or just overwhelmed with everything that's going on? And give me some feedback. I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm just going to do it in the following way. This is just my simple way of tapping. When we want to just get rid of all the whatever it's going on. And we just start tapping from the top of the head, but we will be saying, I release it, I'm letting it go, I am fed up with it. So in other words, I want to get rid of this and to clear some space for something new. Just think, what would you like instead of this misery? Instead of this tightness, instead of the worry, the feeling trapped? And you can say it at the end when I'm asking you, or just follow me. I'm letting go of all the stress, all the anxiety, all the worries. I'm so fed up with them. I'm fed up feeling so tight in the shoulder. I let it go. I release all the stress in my body. I release and allow myself to feel more calm. I release all the anxiety and worry and allow myself to feel more at ease, more at peace, because I deserve to feel better. Now put your hand on the heart, and as you breathe in, allow the new thing that you want instead, and say it out loud. I allow peace. For example, what would you allow? Creativity, confidence. Okay, let's take a deep breath as our hand is on the heart, and we deep breath. I allow confidence. And on the next breathe, deep breath, we allow happiness. I allow happiness. And again, we'll breathe in a little more calm and peace, creativity, happiness. And if this had been good for you, just give me some feedback. How does it feel now?
Feels good.
Really good, Irena. Thank you.
Boosted.
Excellent.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you
It's
so much.
The stress is all sort of melted away.
Yeah.
Excellent, guys. I'm very, very pleased. You know,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really love EFT. It's a miracle in my eyes.
Absolutely.